top on the list.
The original for me was Sven Lena, I think.
I was gonna say Sven Lena. Yep.
That's an OG combo from Dota 1 for sure. Seen a couple Leshes lately that's been a little bit underwhelming. Diabolic Edict is pretty much his spell. Of course, like you said, with that setup of Burrow Strike, should be able to get us some good split earths, but a one-position Leshrac. We'll see how this goes, but I think
is he really the one, though? When we say it's a one-position Lesh, I like it because he's a carry Lesh, but his mid-hero is a PL. So it's not like he actually has to carry the game. He just has to be high tempo, take down buildings. It gives them that hero that, other than the Shadow Shaman, they didn't have anything for buildings. And Lesh, obviously one of the best pushers in the game with Diabolic Edict. And Omni Knight gives him a free BKB. So he'll be able to tank up with other items and then be able to mana sustain as well. So I actually really like this Lesh pick. Huge fan of it.
Oh, yeah, look at this Slark item on Ferrari. Looks so nice.
Oh,
how much is that worth now? The funny thing is it expires by TI 8, so it's just going down in price by the day.
Yeah, what's a worse investment, that or a car?
I don't know. It's tough to say. Depends on your living standards, I guess, and how much you drive. I mean, these players don't leave the house, so what do you need a car for? I'm pretty sure the Slark item's worth a lot more, buddy.
This is true. I hate to bother you in the middle of a cast, but is there a way that I don't have the spectator option, so I'm stuck on one player's player perspective?
Did you turn on that thing I gave you?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
Sorry to bother you.
You're stuck on somebody's. Oh, that's fine.
Player perspective.
We can talk about options. All player perspective. Wait, do you have a thing on the top right?
No, I'm saying I don't have those options for whatever reason.
What options? There.
Like the like to move it to free camera or.
What?
You know what I'm
you
saying?
had that before?
Yeah.
Really?
And now I'm locked on some guy's player perspective.
All right, just reconnect, I guess.
Yeah, I'll try to disconnect.
I feel like you shouldn't have had those.
It's hard to like see what's going on in the game.
Yeah, I feel like you shouldn't have had those options to begin with. That's a little odd. Just gonna see Super pushing this Omni Knight away from him right now. We'll be getting the bounty rune. Underlord, I'm pretty sure this game will be required to get a pipe at some point. Pretty much ensures that they can survive in these team fights against all this magic damage. The Sand King, Lesh, and of course PL and the Ether Shock to some degree. And it looks like it's going to be a dual lane. So, oh my god. Both sentries eaten up by each respective team. So they're back where they started. Looks like the homie missile will be dodged by the repel. He's able to take out these, or aggro these creeps, as we've been seeing time and time again in these last couple patches. As you reconnect into the game.
Okay, we're good.
Right,
I guess I never had the menu, but I guess I assumed I would have the menu if I'm like stuck on somebody's player perspective. That was really weird. Okay.
Blame it on the Perfect World servers, something like that.
It's in beta. That's what I always say.
Or that, yeah, for sure.
So
it looks like you were right. It is PL Quap 1v1 for now. See how long that lasts. What's the kill potential on Underlord bottom? You got the Rasta. Obviously, we'll be going for the Shackles at some point and burning. I guess the +1 might ensure the kill with Zhao 8.
I think they just need some levels. I like what they're doing where they're just zoning the Underlord, getting a free farm for the Lesh. Once they get like level 3, maybe level 2 on the level 3 on the Lesh, level 2 on the supports, I think they have very high kill potential. They're just light on damage, but they have a ton of stuns. They just got to get levels. They did drag the creeps though on Afu, so that's a really good move by him. Otherwise, Ohio would pretty much just be zoned out. Surprised they didn't really put him solo safe lane on the Underlord. That's what they did on Fnatic all the time. To enable his game, basically. But they've prioritized the Gyro over the Underlord, which is just a different playstyle.
It looks like we might have a potential gank. I mean, this is a hard kill. He doesn't have crippling fear as of yet. And even in the day, it's pretty worthless anyway. Looks like Omni Knight taking heavy damage. Does have a purification, though. The Maledict will tick him pretty low. But... and he actually will use it just to ensure he does not die. But the mid lane, the cool thing about this matchup is obviously you can dodge Shadow Strike with Doppelganger, but even if it's applied, you can dispel it with Doppelganger as well. So it doesn't really have to worry about that damage over time, which is, I mean, Quap versus melee, generally speaking, is Quap favored every single time, except for maybe this one. This is as close as it gets.
Yeah, I mean, the way I look at it is you think of how Hero wins the lane, and Quap heavily relies on Dagger most of the time. That's why heroes like Viper counter her, and that's why PL is a good matchup too. If she can't really make use of her Dagger to take control of the lane, then it just eliminates her strength as a hero, at least a lot of it. It doesn't mean she's just going to outright lose, but bottom lane and the splitters misses, so never mind about that.
Wowee. I missed out on the shackle. A little bit surprising there as Afu's going to get stunned up. See if they can try to get another shackle incoming. Looks like they'll have to... okay, the Split Earth will miss again, but the Burrow Strike will be up in 2 seconds, which means the shackle should be able to be used. And that's going to be an easy first blood going the way.
I call space. That was like a ton of mana from all 3 heroes. They missed like 4 CS too. Now the Underlord has a double wave, so he's just going to get all the XP he could ever want. He even pulled the big camp, so he's going to get all this. That's worth. I'm not going to lie. That's actually way better for LFY than it is for big gods. Meanwhile, Omni is struggling in the top lane, and yes, Monet is level... Is it Monet or Monette?
Everybody says Monet.
Okay. So Monet is level 4 compared to the level 2 of the Omni Knight. And Ohio's already got level 3 with a double creep wave under his tower. I mean, that was actually so good by Afu there.
Yep,
it's like you have
is
to
a
kill
beefcake.
him, but it's like it sucks to do.
Yeah, the mid lane CS as far as the CS is concerned. Mid lane 13-5 for Ferrari right now versus 18-6. I mean, you kind of expect Quap to be a little bit favored on the CS early on, but I mean, PL's doing just fine, all things considered.
I'll be honest, I feel like this lane should be going a bit better for PL. I actually know this matchup pretty well, but I know Super's also a very good Quap player, so I haven't been really paying attention to what happened in this lane. But at the end of the day, it is still relatively even, just a 6 CS difference. So it's not like a disaster or anything.
Can you tell me a bit about this skill build on Ferrari? The 1-1-3?
Yeah, the way I look at it is I usually put 2 points in Lance just because it goes from 100 to 150 damage, so it's kind of just a nice percentage increase. But it's basically free harass, the passive is. You don't have to spend resources. Use it. It's actually a lot of damage because of the fact that you're a melee hero getting to attack ranged heroes, and you also get that extra 22 agility. So, like I said, it's just free.
Yep, Monet dies in the top lane.
How did he die? Was that just burning rotates at 5 minutes on a level 4 Lesh?
Yep, it was the shackle into the Split Earth. He has mana boots now. Shrine is available as well. See if they choose to use it or not. This will open up for
shower.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my. Is that the kind of stuff they do in China? Maybe that's a good way to build up team
morale,
chemistry.
Yeah, chemistry. Sure. There you go. I was going to say morale, but I think chemistry is better.
Chemistry. Bot lane, though, Zhao 8 is opened up to get free farm and levels. Of course, levels are a huge deal in the early game for Sand King players. And we're going to see a smoke take place here. It's Ferrari and company will attempt to go for super level 5, about to hit level 6 in the next wave or so. Do they have the lockdown potential? So they need the shackle. No, that's not going to happen.
Good awareness from Super there to back off. What I did want to comment about what you said about Zhao 8 is really important that you carry players watch and understand that why you make these rotations is to enable your support players. So if you're my 4 position player and I rotate and you follow me there as a level 2 Sand King, I'm mad at you. I want you to go bottom. Zhao 8's level 4 now. He's actually so, like, this is the happiest Sand King. He's almost level, he's like 4.5. 6 minutes in.
You say like that now, but if you're a carry and you TP, you don't get that kill, then you're mad at him, right?
Oh, of course. Then it's his fault. Either way, like, you know, he's the one that's going to mess up, not me.
Yeah. That makes sense. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
36 and 18 CS for the Gyrocopter. Monet, despite dying, still has the CS advantage overall in this game right now. Bot lane, we have a little bit of amalgamation here from Big Gods.
Good work.
Thank you. It's actually my what I've been famous for is amalgamation. People have literally tweeted at me saying they want me to use it more often.
Everybody's got to have something, I guess.
Yeah, it's unfortunately for me, it's just some very obscure word. We have a gank mid lane. Looks like Ohio should be okay, although it looks like they might try to gank him now. The shackle is applied. Zhao 8 burrow struck to get this in range. We're going to have a double TP. Looks like Shadow Shaman will get cast, so that TP is no more. And LFY should be able to clean him up pretty easily. In the meantime, though, PL does get chased. And Super will go down as well. Zhao 8.
There was just a little bit of back and forth there. The raindrops made PL survive a little bit longer than he should have. He no longer has any. And Quab dove deep and managed to get one last scream off before dying and took down the PL first. So Quab ulti was used though. Overall, looks like about an even exchange between the two teams.
At what point as a Leshrac in this game do you start just, I don't want to say 5-manning, but start just pushing down these tower in quick succession?
That hero is not in my 3-hero pool, so I'm not fully sure about his timings, but I have to believe it's when you feel like you're not going to just die, like as the Lesh, because Lesh is a very squishy hero. He doesn't have like high strength gain or anything like that, and you see that he's going just straight Bloodstone. I don't know how I feel about that. A lot of the Leshes we've seen, we saw like Aquila drums, I think, on some, or like Aquila Yules or something. They went on the Lesh, just make him a little bit more durable in the early game. But looks like he's going for the point booster. Hard to push into this Underlord, doing a really good job of deep pushing as long as he can, but looks like he's going to get pushed off this tower.
I mean, Firestorm is one of the best abilities at this. My lord, it's not a whole lot you can do.
It's so insanely difficult to push into that hero.
Yeah, for sure. Looks like Omni Knight's going to get harassed bit by Super in the top lane. He will be going for a Veil of Discord first. Just pressuring this tier 1 a bit.
Big God's doing a good job of like pressuring these two towers though at once. Like even though mid tower is not really taking any damage, he's forcing heroes to be there. Ferrari 430 that is, he's forcing them to be there, which makes it so Ohio's stuck defending bottom solo, which he's managing to do, but it'll only last so long. But it looks like, I don't know how they really get on top of him here. Zhao 8's already level 6 on Sand King. That's actually pretty huge. He's just 2/3 of the way to a Blink Dagger.
Damn.
That could be pretty big for them. Gyro's a hero that is very susceptible to these early blinks and initiations, and that's their only hero to get him. So that timing will really slow down Gyro's farm if the Sand King gets that as soon as he looks like he's going to get it.
And they just can't push this bot lane. They just completely abandon it at this point. All you need is Underlord, and you can apparently push back 3 heroes that are not too shabby at pushing themselves. So they will refresh at the shrine, and we'll see if they attempt to gank him. That'll open it up for them to actually be able to push this tower. Of course, it is pretty early on, so you'll have a pretty short cooldown on his death, and does have Dark Rift pretty early. See if that ends up paying off here. Ohio will cast it.
Nice.
Of course, it's going to take a while for it to go off, and he's gone. Oh, did they fix that that issue? We'll talk about that in a second. There used to be a bug. I'm not sure if it got fixed or not. As Gyrocopter and company from LFY are smoked. So with Underlord gone, we'll see if Big God want to try to initiate here. Homing Missile applied to Shadow Shaman into the cast. Burrow Strike will miss from Zhao 8. And they might have to just leave Shadow Shaman to his own devices. A nice heal there from Omni Knight. It's not going to be enough. The Sonic Wave goes right through that Purification. And Burning looks to be next on the list, although Super's taking heavy damage. Comes the Pit of Malice from Ohio. Look at this damage from Ferrari and Zhao 8 in conjunction. It's a 2-for-2. Doppelganger comes out. Another root. That very annoying Pit of Malice. As the chase continues, Ferrari, not a whole lot of mana to speak of. This has 10 wand charges, though. Looks like one more Spirit Lance will do the job. And Monet will find his way to the grave. Lots of trades.
Yeah, that was interesting, to say the least. The Omni just out there looking for more on Ohio. Are they going to get him? He's the jukes.
I mean, I don't think they have the damage, do they? Oh, maybe with Ferrari here. Shackle into Burrow Strike. Okay, he's not nearly as tanky as I thought. Ends up being a very easy kill.
Underlord is like deceivingly squishy, like to heroes like PL, because once he gets this Vanguard, it'll be very hard to bring him down because of the damage block. But mid lane, I guess Burning just solo killed the Night Stalker.
Dude, he almost has his Bloodstone.
Yeah, that's actually, he is 850 off. You're right. That is a very early Bloodstone.
I mean, it was a greedy choice, but I think it might pay off if he doesn't end up dying in the next 850 gold. So
yeah, it's funny. I just thought of him as like the space maker for the PL, but he's actually building to be like a second core, which is fine. It's just a different approach than I expected.
Yeah, Ohio again saving this tier 1's life. Back at it again. So there's this interest. I'm not gonna have time to talk about this bug ever. I don't know why I find it so interesting, but. So, you remember when they changed Dark Rift to be 1 second longer at all levels?
Yeah.
So, you know the sound that it makes?
Yeah.
They never changed the audio for it. So, there's actually a second when it's at max level, I believe, that there's no sound of Dark Rift. So you know exactly when that Dark Rift is about to pop. It's actually a nerf to Underlord.
Yeah,
Not
it's
sure if
just
they
like the
fixed it, though.
gyrocopter thing on top of his head when he flat cannoned. It's just letting the enemy team know.
Yeah. Although that one I think is unintended. The gyrocopter was definitely
Well,
put
I
in
mean, the
purposely.
gyro wasn't intended. I'm just saying it's a similar type of...
Right.
Like that's how it affects the hero. Yeah, I mean,
Easy
that's
kill.
definitely something... I mean, get on it, man. Reddit post.
May have been fixed. I'd have to test it out again. But the tier 1 taking some damage to this double damage super. Zhao 8, he'll be seen by Afu. That flying vision does wonders. And it's unfortunate for Zhao 8 because he was pretty close to a blink. We'll lose about 150 gold. And this tier 1 is left to die here in favor of the LFY.
It's kind of surprising that he elected to take... There's just like this concept in pro games of... I mean, in all of Dota, but it happens a lot in pro games of like the safe farm and the dangerous farm. And it's pretty often obvious to these pro players what the safe farm and dangerous farm is. So like there, he's willingly taking the dangerous farm when he's 200 gold off a blink. So odd choice, I think. You know, obviously getting punished. Usually you just want to prioritize a hero like that to get really safe farm so that he can create space for other people. But he does get punished, and his blink dagger is delayed. He is going to farm it up top, though. 30 gold off, bounty rune, easy blink.
Oh, wow, they're
They
smoking.
do have dire wards.
I think Burning's just going to go buy the Bloodstone in their secret shop. Has to take apart his arcane boots.
Hurry, you're going for
not.
a kill. Buy the Bloodstone.
Okay, well...
Oh.
See if Ohio gets caught out here. Not sure if they do have a scan available. I don't think they're going to need it. They should run into him here. Burning.
Oh,
He just
this
clips
is so
him.
unlucky.
All right, now he's going to... They think he's in the trees, but they finally do see him. And Ohio, looks like you are going to drop to the deck. There are reinforcements on the way. There's the Veil of Discord onto Ferrari. It looks like Gyrocopter's going to get off his call down onto a couple of heroes, but they're going to focus on Leshrac. Maybe it's a good thing he didn't have his Bloodstone this time around. We'll die. It's a 2-for-1. As the Omni Knight and company looks like they will be taken out with ease. Burrow Strike onto 2 heroes, but the Sonic Wave comes back. And there is the dust. Zhao 8 falls. That's 4-for-1. And something tells me they might get a actual team wipe here with that Crippling Fear, ensuring he can't cast anything. Triple kill for Super. Big turnaround, as Ohio is the only one to fall.
Death on Sand King top actually led to this, because if he had had that blink epicenter, you saw there, like, he actually had to run and go pick up his blink. And if he had just had his blink already, they would actually probably get wiped there, I think, on the side of LFY. He gets the epicenter burrow off on like 3 heroes, but dead. They just have a rough time fighting. The Lesh only has a Bloodstone. No survivability items at this point, and you saw he just got ran down, and that's kind of why I was surprised he rushed the Bloodstone. It is a bit greedy. But I hope he goes something like a Yule's, something that allows him to be a little bit more durable in fights, so they can't just focus him down like they did last fight. Kill also has a hard time fighting at this stage in the game against these type of lineups. So much AoE, so much just random damage you can't really dodge that hits you and your illusions. So PL needs Diffusal plus a little bit in order to fight, and he's almost got that Diffusal.
Yeah. Of course, Sand King, you said he bought that at the end of the fight? At the side shop? The Blink Dagger?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, it was like in the middle of the fight when it already happened, and like he didn't have it when he wanted it, kind of thing.
And these raindrops have been super value for LFY. These Spirit Lances are doing almost nothing, but then again, it is only a level 2 Spirit Lance. So maybe the value is on the other side. The tier 1 tower is fortified. See if there's any defense mounted as this tower begins to crumble away. Looks like it'll be a freebie for Big God.
They are getting a trade a bit bottom. Looks like Ohio will take the tower down, but they're looking to go on him again. He just ults out.
He's
good
fine.
awareness, knowing he's in a dangerous position. Get that Firestorm off.
Oh yeah, value.
Oh,
nicely done.
They do have Ford for bottom, but the Diabolic Edict is 10 seconds, so he will have... looks like he doesn't want to go, doesn't know where LFY is. They could be smoked. You'll see them on the ward now, so you know he would have been safe, but you never know, and it's better safe than sorry. In pro matches, especially.
Yeah. I think LFY can start to really push their lead here once that BKB is online for Monet and the pipe is completed on Ohio. Both... Oh, actually, pipe is done on Ohio. So just probably waiting for that
Pipe plus
BKB.
Crimson, and I actually don't know how they do damage. PL gets owned by the Crimson Guard. His illusions actually do nothing.
But if he gets that level 25 crit, probably
Okay,
still
yes.
not
At level 25, you know, the Crimson will be countered. So maybe it's a bad item choice, not planning for the level 25 that's, 25 minutes down the road.
Yep. Indeed. Always got to think ahead if you're a pro player. 5 steps ahead, some say. Burning.
Yes.
We'll be going for a Yule Scepter. Of course, has the
Good,
Bloodstone. Oh, boy, he might lose some charges here. Afu's on the chase. Super as well. Gets the crippling fear. Will he suicide himself? Indeed. So that Bloodstone has done next to nothing.
The honorable Toyota coming out from Burning there. Meanwhile, they are pushing top with the Serpent Wards and Omni Knight. At least they're getting something out of it. I'm kind of confused what he was doing in bottom alone with his whole team top. That's kind of odd. I feel like now that I look at the situation, maybe he just didn't think they would assume he was alone because his team wasn't showing top yet or something. I'm not sure. But there is a trade going on mid for LFY. They're getting a mid-tier 1. Very valuable tower. The mid-tier 1s are super important for jungle control on both sides as well as Roche.
Does Super just have a DD constantly? I'm so confused.
Yeah, he always has a DD.
I keep thinking this is a cosmetic. It's just constantly on him. Dark Rift coming in on the top. Tier 2. Yeah, I think they might have fixed that sound effect. I don't hear that silence anymore. Maybe it's the level 3 ult. We'll see if this game goes late enough. 3K lead now for LFY. And how's that BKB looking for Gyro?
I feel like it would be on the level 1 ult, right? Based on the fact that because it's like a second longer, so they didn't have music or whatever for the last second.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I think that's what I meant by it. Yeah, I think you're right. I think they cast a level 1. I'm not sure if I noticed the silence though, so it might.
I wasn't paying it. You hadn't mentioned it yet because you said you'd tell me later.
Somebody will have to tweet at us or we can just test it after this game. Either way, Burning with 9 charges on his Bloodstone, very close to finishing that Yules though, so he can set up his own split earths. And Monet's
also
10-second
has that
BKB
defensive tool to kind of like dodge the burst of LFY, remove the silences, even dodge gyro missile. It's very relevant. It is their only hard stun.
Yeah, the crippling fear is pretty annoying to deal with, that's for sure. But if he keeps putting himself in terrible positions, then the Yules are just going to be his own downfall. He has to Yules himself. But only time will tell. SNY is going to be the next choice here for Monet. He's taking out an ancient stack. As far as late game is concerned, with the quote-unquote new PL, how would you fare each respective team going into the late game? I mean, obviously
feel like
Lesh falls
Lesh
off.
went for this Bloodstone and he isn't snowballing. I feel like he's gonna be underwhelming as the game goes on. And PL, while he does scale well, I feel like scales inferior to the Quap gyro cores of LFY. With that being said, PL can solo carry this game if he manages to get ahead in farm, but as of now he is not. So if they manage to win a couple fights, which we see first one bottom.
Ooh, we'll see if they have enough damage. He's not going to be able to get Dark Rift off anytime soon. And he will just drop to the deck. But here comes the Sonic Wave and the reinforcements for LFY. See if they can clean anybody up. Looks like the Rasa Wards are placed. He'll die shortly after BKB's pop galore. Burning is dead again. That Bloodstone count is dwindling, my friends. Ferrari able to TP out, surprisingly enough, unless Afu can find it. Oh, very close to getting that Void off.
My butt was clenched there.
That's great to hear. This is tier 2 tower. Well, in all likelihood, be going down. Although, Lesh is up thanks to the Bloodstone, but that's all that Bloodstone's been good for, I feel like. Fast respawn time.
And that's why I generally don't think people rush Bloodstone on Leshrac, because you're so squishy after you get it that if you're squishy and you get it, you just die. And then suddenly you have no charges. So, something I'm curious about, you know, I'm not honestly a Lesh player. Like, I don't play Lesh very often. But I've seen, I kind of just base those type of heroes on what I see other players doing. And I haven't seen anyone else really rush the Bloodstone. They do end up getting it eventually, but they usually go like 1 or 2, even just small to medium-sized items that help them not die.
Oh boy, Omni Knight, crippling fear. If you can get this spell off, it is insane, especially at nighttime. So
yeah, that duration, even level 1, 5 seconds is pretty nuts.
Can you talk to me about this Shadow Blade pickup that Super has queued for the Queen of Pain here?
I will talk about it right after we see this kill. Oh, the juice!
Ferrari.
Oh, they baited the illusion.
He did bait for a bit. He's still crippling feared for another second. It's going to be close. Nice burst strike onto 3 heroes. Doppelganger, Fort Ferrari. Oh, the last proc of that Death Ward is enough to take him out. And LFY is looking to snowball this in their favor. Another kill as they're just stomping their way. 90 extra damage for Underlord right now. And they will likely go for this tier 2, or maybe even Roche. We'll see.
Yeah, they definitely can Roche, as we talked about with the Underlord Q doing so much damage because it's percent HP based. I feel like he misplaced that Doppelganger a bit and maybe could have escaped, but it would have been close either way. What were we talking about before this?
Shadowblade Quap.
Oh, I like it. I actually like it a lot. I was going to mention it. I feel like Shadowblade's an item. Oh, God, bottom lane.
God dang, these teams are being so fast in everything they do. He can.
Nice.
Burning can deny himself. Oh, okay, the Sonic Wave will be there beforehand. So.
That was actually really good by LFY. He saved the stun on Night Stalker.
You can't talk. We have more fighting, God. BSJ. Zhao Ace dead.
They're all feeding.
Go ahead. You can talk
so
again.
I was basically saying they held the stun in order to cancel the TP, and then he actually used the Quap ulti, like you said, to deny the deny. Like, he made it so he couldn't get the Bloodstone suicide off. I like the Shadowblade because, imagine it this way, it's like, it's already really hard to kill you, and the only way they can really kill you, I think, as the Quap is if you walk through wards, and then they plan a gank on you. And now you just have this Shadowblade, and not only are you really hard to kill because you have it, Quap's a pretty decent right clicker, but he also represents solo kill potential on every single hero on the enemy team, except for maybe Lesh, and once PL gets Manta. But making it so the Omni Knight has to sit with his team the entire time is really good, in my opinion.
Pretty cool.
I
Is
actually
there
like that a lot.
any passives that it break that mattered? The obviously Degen, Aura, also Phantom Rush from PL. Not sure how impactful that actually is to break, but
I feel like he'll leave it as a Shadowblade. I think Silver Edge will be a I'm out of slots upgrade.
I guess that's
because,
true.
like you said,
yeah.
none of those passives are significant to break.
So what's
in the old days when Silver Edge gave damage reduction, I thought it was just like a buy every time thing because 50% damage reduction was insane. But ever since they removed that, it becomes more situational.
That is definitely a good point. Lots of nerfs for that item. Probably needed. I'm sure they'll come out with some more items that have that damage mitigation.
That would be cool. I liked that concept. I thought it was good. But, you know, if it's undispellable and it breaks your passive, certain heroes were just absolutely removed from the game by Silver Edge. So I don't mind the change itself. It just makes the item, in this case, like, you don't really need to upgrade it because unless it breaks a passive, it's just not worth the 2,800 gold for the 15 all stats.
So what's the item for Quap in this? Okay, he's gonna go BKB. But
Looks
let's
like
say he has BKB. Do you go more right click? Like we've seen
I
Assault
actually think
Cuirass
you do.
in the
I
past.
think you go Mjolnir or AC.
All right.
Personally.
Mjolnir, and then you can obviously upgrade the Orchid into a Bloodthorn at some point. I like the path that they're
really
taking.
Well in these type of games. Quap scales really well.
Yeah, I like the path that Ice Frog's taking with Quap. Very slowly but surely, becoming more of a right clicker, which is pretty cool to see. Heroes have a little bit more variety and different type of play styles.
Yeah,
Ohio
these
now.
heroes that previously fell off like rocks. We talked about PL. Quap used to have that problem. And a lot of people don't realize in these patches, but probably the most significant change to Quap was her base attack time change, like way back. She got reduced significantly, making her actually scale a lot better with attack speed. And now they give her this like spell lifesteal, and that Scream of Pain fear is actually insane as well. So I like these heroes that like used to be one-hit wonders, and if they lost one fight, they kind of just lost the game. I like the changes they're making.
Yeah, for sure.
With those. But looks like they're just going to use this Aegis for map control, get ahead in gold, slowly creeping up on the net worth advantage.
They still have it for 2.5 minutes. They could potentially go for... I mean, I would think they try to go for that tier 2 top before the Aegis is out. Maybe Roche. Or sorry,
probably wait
obviously
BKB,
they have the
right?
Aegis.
Yeah,
What's
they could use this Aegis to secure Roche, for sure. Sorry.
Anytime.
Kidding. Yeah.
Hey, you could do that. Map control is controlling Roche. Up, super. He's going to blink out just in time. So he can buy BKB right away. Will not have buyback, though. How important is that in a game like this for LFY?
To have buyback?
Yeah, I mean, you do have push potential with Lesh, but Lesh is so underfarmed.
The way I look at it is, like, it's the same idea as long old cooldowns. What can they do to punish me if I don't have buyback? And it's kind of like if Quap has no buyback and Underlord does, then I think they're okay because like he holds their high ground. So I don't think a hero like Quap in this case. It's not her job to defend or anything. So she should just make herself as strong as possible, with no concern for like worrying about the enemy team marching down to their base because she has other heroes that can help stop that.
Well, Ohio does not agree with you. He does not have buyback. He just buys that mech. But he is ridiculously tanky at the very least.
I feel like it's one of those where he just doesn't think he'll die. So
Yeah.
who needs buyback when you're not gonna die?
I can't blame him. He is very strong right now. Plus 80 damage from that aura of his. And the sieging will commence. Doing a little bit of a chip damage, Ferrari. Trying to be a bit annoying here. And let's see, how much longer do they have on this Aegis? Another 50 seconds. Another D ward. I mean, just look at the vision on the map right now. Actually, there's only one ward. One actual ward on the map giving vision. Surprisingly enough, Burrow Strike is going to connect on Ferrari. Not sure if they have enough to actually take him out. Looks like GG&WP will be the first to fall. The Sonic Wave helping do so. Burning with the repel still activated. See the Crimson Guard doing a lot of work, mitigating a ton of physical DPS. All right, still has that Aegis for a few more seconds. We'll see if they can time it correctly. Omni Knight pops the GA, will live as a result. Pit of Malice onto 2. Objective-based gaming, says LFY. They're going to take out that tier 3. Super. How long is that Aegis lasting, my friend? Another 10 seconds. Kind of wants to die. And it looks like he might get his wish. See if they've timed this correctly. This could be pretty big for Big God if they can pull this off. But no, he blinks to safety. Monet. As you hear it, the Aegis is now back in Roshan's gut. Shadow Shaman and company are stuck inside the Pit of Malice. Death Ward does go off. And look at Burning at half HP right now. And here comes a call on the other side of the map. It's a 2-for-0 in this mini engagement. And with that, LFI might be able to just take racks. PL is down for 64 seconds, no buyback.
Yeah, looking pretty grim for the Radiant here. They probably could get another lane. They have Underlord ulti as like a panic button, so I don't think they'll really be scared. It's kind of like a Naga sleep. You're just guaranteed to get everyone out. PL's dead. At least force the buyback, and if he does buyback, you just ult on Underlord. So it looks like they're going to go top.
Yeah,
I agree.
I mean, 135 damage extra on Ohio.
Yeah, he takes like no damage from this tower.
Yeah, all his items are back off cooldown. He has mech, he has crimson, he has pipe. I hear an epicenter being queued. GG&WP, they're gonna try for the impossible. Ohio, he's stuck inside wards now as well. They really want him dead. He's gonna get off that firestorm. Lots of damage being applied, and LFY just cleaning up. Even if they get Ohio, don't think it's gonna matter all that much. All that was used to take out that big, fat, juicy Underlord, but they're gonna lose most of their team. And yeah, GGs are called. Game 1 of this best of 3 goes the way of LFY.
Well played by LFY, I think. Overall, they executed the game plan really well. The Underlord pick proved to be pretty good against Lesh. I actually learned something, and like I don't think I would want to pick Lesh into Underlord unless you have a way to dive him, because Lesh heavily relies on getting those early towers, taking the map control, because it's basically free with Diabolic Edict. And you saw, like, he literally just deterred the 3-man push for 3 minutes, and then they just gave up. And he wasn't even using, like, help. His, like, other 2 cores were just farming.